Welcome to this week's Dirt Shed Show. I'm Neil Donoghue.
And I'm Blake Sampson, and we're both in the shed today.
Literally inside the shed. It's incredible. It's a bit rainy outside though, is it, Blake?
It is. I just run from the main house, made a cup of tea, got told to come in here quick, so
quick time. Well, we're talking about the big EWS news that we announced last week. There's some the biggest start of the year for the racing. We've got Cross Country World Cup coming this weekend. Plus, we're giving away some GMBN merch as usual.
There we are. It's all coming up in this week's show. We're going to jump straight into it. Racing controversy, Neil.
Well, it was kicking off, actually, in the comment section. We did our mates race, dual slalom race, last week. It was flipping good fun day out, wasn't it, Blake?
Incredible fun, Neil.
Bombing around the field. There were a few crashes, some pretty entertaining ones as well. Rich did some good running.
Yeah.
But actually, you'll see the main talking points in the comments was Steve Jones.
I can't believe he didn't do the jumps, Neil.
Yeah, and it wasn't the fact that he was riding an e-bike was the most controversial bit. Actually, he was going around the ramps.
Right, the last ramp at the end, he went round it. Now,
it was definitely talked about at the time, obviously, but we decided, because it was kind of a fun race, it didn't really matter. We thought, well, we could disqualify Steve. I was going to disqualify him more for sticking his leg the wrong side of the flipping pole.
Yeah, no, your whole body needs to go round those pegs, not half and half.
The not doing the jumps I thought was more embarrassing for Steve. I actually did see a comment, and it's been deleted. It was about Steve plus belly plus e-bike battery equals too much for the limit of the mountain bike hopper ramp. Which made me laugh. And Java Moss says, does Steve have an injury or something, which is why he got a pass from the kicker? He didn't get a pass.
He didn't know.
Just did it. Well, didn't do it, in fact. Yeah, what's more controversial, e-bike or going round the ramps?
I think going around the ramps, because as part of the course, you've got to do it, Neil.
I know.
It doesn't matter what bike you're on.
It's about that high. Come on,
exactly.
Steve.
And I think the hardtails were faster. It's proven they were faster.
Yeah, so we did actually have the chat at the time. It's like, what's going to be faster, trail bike, e-bike, or hardtail? Well, hardtails, absolutely ripping. Yeah. Anyway, on to some probably more important racing. We've got the first World Cup cross country of the year happening this weekend, Albstadt, Germany. So big return to racing. I can't wait to see what happens. Plus Novia Mesto, should we say it properly.
Mesto, yeah.
The weekend after in the Czech Republic. And it's really important, these two races, because it's the final chance for a lot of people to qualify their nations or get their places for the Olympics coming later in the year in Tokyo. So there'll be some action this weekend and the weekend after, and good to see on the entry list lots of big hitters there, but also Mathieu van der Poel, who we've seen had a really good start to his year. Well, he kind of races all year round, but on the road, and it'd be really interesting to see how he does on a mountain bike.
Yeah, now I'm looking forward to all these races coming up, but we don't want to steal too much from Mr. Tom Bauer, the newsman.
Yes. Tom actually last week did give you some brief news. You might have seen this in other places. Pinkbike did a big bit on it actually about the EWS news that it's sort of come to us. So last year we got the rights to show you all the Enduro series on GMBN, which we absolutely love doing. Had the highlights, we had our own content. We went out to the races and made one. Races, there weren't many of them. We went to Italy last year. But more than that, this year we've actually bought a stake. Me and Blake, not me and you.
Yeah, out of our own pockets.
Yes, we did. Actually, it's Play Sports Group. So we are part of Play Sports Group, as is Eurosport, all these crazy big sports broadcasters. And we're really grateful to have EWS as part of this. So you may have seen it, I saw it especially on Pinkbike, lots of comments saying, what's going to happen here? Really, we're looking at improving what has already been done. We won't be using any influence to change the courses so they're more friendly for TV. Nope. EWS are incredibly good at what they're doing, and we're just trying to build on that, make it bigger, better. Live coming one day, not this year, I doubt.
Probably not this year yet, it's quite a lot.
But there's lots of stuff going on in the background, thanks to Play Sports Group, Eurosport, Discovery, and the EWS guys.
Right, now we're going to continue on with the racing theme, okay?
Yes.
Now, Rob Warner used to race... World Cup downhill.
Racing mate of mine. He's slightly older than me, Rob, to be fair, but we did travel some races together.
But he has one of these, racing ski-doos, these jet skis.
I do. I don't know, it's one of them stand-up jet skis. Funnily enough, we didn't bump into him because he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He was busy.
We heard him screaming and then heading off quick.
And we over the Isle of Wight, I should say, last week. We went and we filmed some videos, and we bumped into Ollie Wilkins and who else was there? Wim Masters and Bernard Kerr. And they were telling us a story how Rob had come over on his jet ski to the Isle of Wight and had it stolen, believe it or not.
And they crashed it into the seawall, and the police called up and said, Rob, something's gone wrong.
All to be seen over on Rob's YouTube channel, but as you can tell, if you've watched anything or know anything about Rob Warner, then just chaos seems to follow him around.
Drama and excitement, I would say. All right, enough chit-chat. Let's get on with some great news from Tom Bauer.
What's up, everyone? I'm back with your weekly roundup of news, and we'll get stuck straight into, without a doubt, the biggest story of the week. It was round one of the 2021 Cross Country World Cup this weekend, held in Albstadt, Germany. The weekend kicked off with the women's short track race on Friday, which was won by reigning world champ Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, securing herself a spot near the front of the main event. Matthew van der Poel then added a short track victory to his already extensive list of accolades for 2021, which includes his 4th cyclocross world champs title, road stage wins, and a victory at Strade Bianche. When it came to the main race, though, it was a slightly different story. Loana Lecomte led out strong, carving herself a tidy lead over the rest of the women's field. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot chased hard, creating her own gap ahead of the pack, but it wasn't enough to catch Lecomte, who took a convincing win by almost a minute, also clocking the fastest lap, averaging over 18 kilometers per hour for almost 14 minutes. America's Haley Batten fought hard for 3rd spot. She just pipped Kate Courtney and Jana Bellamoina, which is a strong argument for her inclusion in the US Olympics XC team for Tokyo later this year. In the under-23 women's race, Mona Mitterwallner carried on her impressive form and took a convincing win. On to the men's race now, where Viktor Koretsky took not only the first win of the season, but his first ever elite win, just 2 seconds ahead of Nino Schurter, down to the wire in a flat-out sprint. In doing so, Koretsky also clocked the fastest lap time of the day, averaging an impressive 21.6 kilometers per hour for over 11.5 minutes. Matthias Flückiger was looking strong until the last lap, when an issue with his dropper post put him out of contention for the win, but he still managed to retain 3rd. Andre Sink put in a great ride, securing himself the 4th spot, and it was a surprise to see Tom Pidcock taking 5th. Not because he's bad or anything, but because he was unranked. He didn't get a spot in the short track race, meaning he had the number 100 plate, starting from row 9 with a lot of traffic between him and the front. He qualifies for the short track race for the next round in Novo Mesto, so we're looking forward to seeing what he can do if he manages to secure a more advantageous starting position. The under-23 race was won by Carter Woods of the Norco Factory team, the first Canadian to win a UCI race since 2017, so congrats Carter. The first ever edition of X Games Real MTB was expected to be big, but no one could have predicted just how big it would be. The competition earned more views than any other Real Series contest in 12 years. After its success, we're sure to see more people riding bikes and, most importantly, get another competition next year. Last but not least, a new bike to close things out this week. The Kotick Flare Max has been updated for its 4th generation. There's clearance for up to 2.6 tyres, metric shock sizing delivering 125mm of travel, and a few build options from both SRAM and Shimano. Also with options to beef up the shock or the wheels with options from Cane Creek and Hunt. The bike has also got that jet-style seat tube and linkage arrangement, which basically allows the seat post to accommodate 150mm droppers. Okay, let's take a walk with Toff to find out the sickest thing of the week.
Cheers, Tom. Hey, everybody. Right, so this week's sickest things from the 50-1 crew. It's called Little Old England. And what makes it sick is it's actually a full-length video. I mean, I haven't seen one of them in a while. Everyone's too busy doing TikToks and Reels and super cringe stuff for views on the internet nowadays, aren't they? Now, I don't know about you, but I think that full-length video stuff is actually like really important to what we do culturally. Because it shows a time and a place. You can see what bikes people are on, you can sort of see different styles and different trends and things like that. But that's not why I think this video is sick. I think this video is sick because even that has all these sick riders, people like Steve Pete, Josh Bryceland, Josh Lewis, that Max Freedom guy, like Craig Evans, it's got all these sick riders, but really that's not what it's about. It's about like a crew having fun in the woods, like just shredding bikes, like it doesn't matter how good the tricks are, and hopefully it really inspires like you guys to go out and do the same. Like, isn't that what mountain biking is about? I mean, personally, I'd love to see way more videos like this from like all kinds of different riders, like good ones, less good riders. Like, it doesn't even matter how good you are, to be honest, I don't think, because like when you're filming like a full-length video like this, it's more like you're capturing your like local scene and your crew. and I think anyone can do that. I think it's really, really important. I'd love to see more. I think like the last couple of years were just like lacking. We haven't seen any stuff like this in a really long time. But yeah, the whole video's just got super sick vibes. I'd say it's definitely worth checking out. Made me want to go ride my bike, so I guess it might do the same for you. That's it. That's my sickest thing this week. It's time to go back to the dirt shed.
Great news and sickest thing of the week, thanks to Toff.
Yep.
Over at Hacks and Bodges. You singing?
No, Neil, you were in the shed, so I'm not going to sing. Plus, I got roasted last week
Did you?
for singing. They said my singing was bad.
Oh.
So, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, wow. Anyway, right in, we've got Andy, who's riding his old Marin nail trail. Is that what it's called? Nail trail?
Nail trail. It looks like he's nailed his rear wheels.
Snail trail. Riding Yorkshire Dale's got a split side wall on his tyre.
Wow, look at that.
Inner tube bulging out. We've all done it. So
Yeah.
the wheel wouldn't turn. Oh, that bad. Thank goodness for zip ties and a Velcro strap. Made it back to the car on 2 wheels.
Well, thank goodness for inner tubes and not tubeless, because he wouldn't have ever got home with that. Because if he was running tubeless, he would have sliced it, and then that's the end of the day.
That's good going, actually.
No, it's good going.
Big zip tie and a Velcro strap's all you need.
Well, that's pretty good. Now, we are going to give away some GMBN products from this for the best hack or bodge.
Yeah,
So,
sorry, I forgot to say.
there's more to come.
Yeah, we've got Paul riding his giant Fathom on the Ridgeway. We've ridden the
We've ridden the Ridgeway.
Well, that's hard saying it. We've ridden the Ridgeway.
We've ridden the Ridgeway.
Solo 40km rise. I was around 30k in when I crank casting, bro.
How did that? That's too much power, dude. Maybe get one of those
Two of
like
the
power meters on
bolts
just
were
to
gone.
regulate your power. Because
I've never seen that before.
no,
Well, I wonder if you smashed it into something, you know, like
yeah,
something it out.
I have no idea how he's done that.
Zip ties, boom. Cable ties.
Boom, cable ties.
Every time, but it's a treat. Oh, this one. So this is a video. This is Josh setting up his new tyres tubeless. And you know, sometimes it takes a ride to spin the sealant round. What I do is just razz it up speed really fast, leave it overnight. It's probably done it. If you haven't, pump back up and ride it. Anyway, Josh went the extra mile and he set this up, and it's basically a fan that he's put like a roller on the end of it, so the fan spins his wheel round and round and round.
No way. Well,
Not very
look
fast,
at that, it's
though.
incredible.
But I guess it works. You could just go for a ride.
You could just go for a ride. But that's pretty good if
well,
you
heck, yeah, I
you
know.
can't. Yeah. Anyway, I think
Can you
that's
tell what this one is, Blake? It's took me a little while to work this one out. This is Chris, Rocky Mountain Element. This is his bike. Basically,
Oh, I got it.
he couldn't get a tool for the. It's like
Yes.
a BB. I don't know what type of BB that is.
It's like a spliny BB looking like.
yeah.
I normally put in a screwdriver and a hammer and whack it off. Right?
Yeah, you could do that, or you could use an old cassette sprocket, some nuts and bolts, and it fit. That must have taken a bit of working out. Oh, and I guess you can adjust it with the nuts, and
Yeah.
you could like work out how to put them.
That is, and then you use a chain whip to get it off. Then
Guess so, because that's going to be pretty horrible to hold on to.
do you know what? I think, Neil, that is probably the best hack or bodge I've seen so
This
far.
week, well,
this month.
Well, I think that's a winner, and I think let's pick a good competition, because I was actually going to send you over to the shop where we've got some of our favourite hoodies are back in stock. We've got the Adventure, Stargaze and Classic Grey hoodies all back now in stock. So let's say, Chris, you can have a hoodie. Send us a message on social media and we'll send you one of our favourite hoodies. But also, if you're not Chris, head over to the store. They're back in stock. Get a sweet new hoodie.
Before I buy them all up, because I like them.
Can we do that?
I think we can do that. Well, I can buy them. I got some money. And we're going to head over to Rick McLaughlin for EWS.
Hello Dirt Shed Show, and welcome to your weekly roundup of Enduro World Series and EWS news from myself. Now, last weekend past was a big one for us here at EWS. We pride ourselves on the variety of countries that we go to and the variety of nationalities of racers that take part in our events. And this weekend past, we had our first ever EWS qualifier in Misgav in Israel. That was set up by Israel Enduro, which is the brainchild of Noga Karem and her partner Avi Tamir. Now, Noga burst onto the scene back in 2018 with that privateer podium in Madeira, and since then she's grown to become one of the most recognisable and popular faces of the sport. She had a test event back in 2019 and alongside her own Chris Ball worked out some tweaks and a bit of feedback on that, and last weekend's race in Misgav was their first EWS qualifier, which means you get points into entering a full-blown EWS should you do well at it. Now, Noga said she got inspiration from racing the races in Wicklow in Ireland. Now, obviously somewhat different in climate, but they did prove to her that you could do a lot with a reasonably small hill. So over 1,000 metres of climbing actually in that Misgav race, which I imagine in the heat of a desert is quite a lot to be getting on with. Also in the news this week, I was lucky enough to go bike riding with the one and only Rory Cunningham, and we did so alongside the Chain Reaction Cycles team's team camp. We were there for the last day of it. Very kindly, they invited us along. Keelan Grant is back. He's had his shoulder surgery. He's had some time to rest up last season and is feeling good, looking extremely quick again on the trails. Also there, Elliot Heap, who has been training extensively, a brand new 3 time a week extreme CrossFit program. Puking after exercise seems to be the main goal with that one, but Elliot looking fit as a butcher's dog and going and talking faster than ever, so definitely one to watch as we head into this new season. Interesting from that, Keelan Grant choosing the nuke-proof Giga whilst Elliot was on the nuke-proof Mega. They'd spent all week setting those 2 bikes up and they feel that they complement their own styles specifically, so it'll be interesting to see if either of them chop or change as the season goes on. More from me next week.
Caption contest, Neil, and this picture is, my goodness me, they caught me on my good side.
Wow, that's a big thing you've got in your mouth.
Thank you very much.
Not the biggest.
It's a big
anyway,
black GoPro.
Struan Robinson says, getting those cheeky angles.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I get it. With the cheeks. Yeah, I get it. That was a good one.
Cornish boy, sign up to Blake's OnlyFans account for more content like this.
If you want to know my OnlyFans account, it's @ZimBlake. Go check it out.
Yeah, for only £10 a month, you can see loads of stuff.
Just GoPros in my mouth, man. What about the last one there, Neil?
Jason True, you'll be losing 2 things by the time you hit the end of the trail, your camera and your teeth. You technically probably wouldn't lose your camera, but you would lose your teeth, definitely.
Yeah. I'd probably just spit out the camera.
If you could would you be able to do that if you're going to fall off? You do it quick enough and then slam your face in the floor.
Yeah, because I would be going, ah, and then I'd just come out.
Do people always go, ah, when they crash? Well, I'm not sure they do.
No, I think
sometimes you just go,
do you know what? Concussions, like, that's why you have a mouth guard. When you have a mouth guard in,
so
it stops you from drawing up your mouth and, like, sending a concussion. Yeah.
I do see all free riders dirt jumpers doing that.
Yeah. Helps with concussion.
Why?
Save you from it.
There you go. Top tips on avoiding concussion. Wear a
gum shield.
Yeah.
Right, Neil, because it was me, I can't really give out this beautiful mug to the winner of the best caption contest comment. Which one?
I think Cornish boy and his OnlyFans comment. That made me laugh the hardest. So Cornish boy, get yourself a sweet mug.
There you go, mate. Got one of these. Not very far to send it, is it? I can throw it there.
Cornwall, I'll take it. I wouldn't mind a trip to Cornwall.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Coming up on the channel this week, we've got so much goodness coming on. Take a look at this.
Oh, man alive, that was a big one. I tell you what, how did that even get? Falling off and crashing, it's a part of mountain biking, unfortunately.
Your bike isn't going to love you smashing it into roots and rocks, although sometimes you can't avoid it, you just got to get through it, and your bike will have to take some punishment.
Right, it's time for the bike vault. Before we get into it, we're giving away a super nice t-shirt to the best bike in the bike vault this week.
You can be proud of that, riding your super nicest bike of the week.
With the super nicest t-shirt ever, if you win.
Right, let's get in because this is a banger to begin with. This is Gav with his specialised enduro expert in Danbury County Park.
Dude, that looks incredible. I love the gold chain.
It's a massive tree as well.
Massive tree. Do you know how old it is? There's some bunny rabbits in there. No. You see them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, check that out.
That is a good-looking bike.
Oh, I think that's a super nice, Neil.
It is, got to be, surely.
Yeah, 36s.
Brand spanking, there with that chain.
Goldie-looking chain, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, Stefan, Norco Optic C3.
I did not know that. I was
Pleasant,
Norco.
overlooking.
So Norco look much sleeker nowadays, don't they?
It looks very nice.
10, 15 years ago, they were kind of bulky looking bikes. That, front end of that, I didn't know that was Norco.
No, I didn't think that was a Norco either. I had to read it.
And that is...
It's in Christchurch.
Yeah, that looks absolutely lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful. Is that a harbour and then the ocean's in the foreground, or was that just flat lands?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. Riding the Norco, sorry. Victoria Mazda up front, my tail on the back. So a good summer combo of tyres there.
Yep.
Gotta be super nice for me.
Super nice for me, yep.
Absolutely super nice.
Now, the next bike, Neil, I love Vitus bikes.
That's a good picture.
Do you know why I like Vitus bikes?
No.
Because they're affordable and they look cool and it looks like they can ride them really hard.
Yeah. It looks really good. I mean, it's a lovely picture.
It is.
Oh, he's a pro photographer.
There you go.
Worth noting.
Cheeky bugger.
This is Dennis on his Vitus Mythique 27 VRX. Marzocchi Bombers. They're getting more popular, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a good looking bike. Kind of mid-price by the looks of it, but it looks really, really good. Is that
Magic
Shimano?
Marys.
Is that dual or drivetrain? Again, looks brand spanking.
Brand spanking
It is
new.
brand spanking. Super nice.
Super nice.
Oh, look at that. Chris Ackrig in the house.
Look at that thing.
This is Alec on his dream bike from the 90s after sourcing a NOS, new old stock frame. Check it out, other parts. Pace, rigid fork, I think there's Pace stem on there as well. What's that seat post? Can't tell. Flight, Stellitalia Flight Tie saddle. What, Middleburn cranks are they? I bet Doddy would love this.
You'd love this bike.
Sort of the square tubed frames, weren't they?
Yeah.
Amazing. It's an Pace RC200 F1. It's in Sweden.
I like it.
Oh, I mean, I've got to give it.
I think that's
a
a really
retro
nice.
bike like
Yeah, super nice.
that. Love that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Who had the super nicest bike of the week?
Oh, Neil.
Go on, Blake. You go for it.
Do you know what?
I think we started hot.
We started really hot.
Yeah.
We started really hot, but I think they've specialised right at the beginning. All that Norco.
I think Specialised.
I think the Specialised one. I think it is.
It's a great looking bike.
It is a great looking bike. Well
That
done.
was Gav. So, super nice t-shirt heading your way.
Right, that's the end of the show. But before we go away, and if you want to get involved with anything on our show, use that uploader. Use it for Bike Vault, for your fails, for your sends, for all of your hacks and bodges and whatever. Send it in to us because you have the chance to win some random goodies.
Win some swag, but there's just time for fail or send.
Oh, Neil, there's some horrible ones there. You win some, you lose some, obviously, but some did win.
Some of those sends, I would say, were horrible as well, to be fair.
Yeah, some nasty ones.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for watching the show, Blake. It's been good fun.
I've enjoyed it.
And, keep your eyes peeled on the channel for loads more stuff coming to you this week.